Gary, Jack Fitzwater joins the club today. What was it about him that made you want to bring him to the club?
Yeah, he was somebody that we had tracked for quite a while. He's played up in Scotland recently, so I had great references from people that have worked with him at Livingston. He's a young centre-half. I think centre-halves for me don't really come into their prime until late 20s, early 30s, so I still see him as a young centre-half. He's played a lot of games now up in Scotland, and we feel like he's a perfect profile of player to come in to an already strong defensive unit and provide real competition in that area.
When we spoke to him just this morning, he spoke about turning down other offers because Exeter was the perfect fit. That must be really pleasing to you that the club's been sold in the right way to him.
Yeah, as like I said, I think he's a player, with a really big future, and I think we always look to bring good characters in, but people who want to develop and want to improve. We don't think we kind of find the finished article. We find people who still have some growth in them, and whilst Jack is a fantastic player, I think he still has areas of his game he wants to develop, and he feels like the right opportunity to come here and do it here is there for him. So we're delighted to have him. And like I said, we've been defending extremely well, so he's coming into a unit that's really strong at the moment, but he's going to provide them with real competition in that area.
And so much experience, well over 100 games for Livingston. He spoke about playing in big atmospheres like at Celtic and Rangers. He's the kind of big game player that we need.
He is, yeah. I think the SPL is a good level, and I think it mirrors a little bit with League One. I think Celtic and Rangers obviously give you that amazing experience in front of a big atmosphere, an intimidating atmosphere. But out with that, I think that the top teams in League One are kind of relatable to the teams in Scotland. So I think he's ready for this opportunity. He's really eager to get started. It will take him some time. He's only been training on his own, so we need to build him up in terms of his physical fitness and his match minutes. But we'll do that as quickly as we can.
Where do you see him fitting into this team when he is 100%? Is he challenging for the starting spot? Is he going to be defensive cover?
He's somebody that can play anywhere across the back three, and I think that's important, that we are continually looking to provide competition to players that are playing, and he's somebody that is pretty versatile in terms of he's not just one of that position. He can play right, middle or left, even though he is right-footed. He's a young player who still has some development in him, so I think he's a perfect profile for us at this time.
He's come from that West Brom academy where a lot of players from there have played for Exeter previously. They've all had glowing words to say about the club, and a lot of them said about the figure of Piers Sweeney and what an important person he is to get to know when they join the club. You must be pleasing when other players are picking out a specific member of your squad that as a leadership figure and as someone to help them bed in. Yeah,
I think Sweeney's is brilliant at that. He's been here forever. He knows the club inside out, so he is your go-to man when you come to the club for restaurants and different things like that. So it's great that he does that. Will does that as well in a different way. I think now we have a really good group of players who are very welcoming. It's easy to settle in. We've made a lot of signings this summer, and if you speak to any of the boys, they feel like they've settled in really quickly, and that's testament to the players that were here already. So hopefully Jack feels that same way and settles in very quickly.
Yeah, and just finally, away from that, it's the 20th anniversary today of the club being owned by the supporters. There was a celebratory dinner last night. It really is a special moment for the supporters and for this football club.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's a special football club in that regard, that we have been supporter owned. To see some of the videos last night and speak to people who were here right at the very beginning, it's great to hear their stories and to hear how bad it was for the football club. And whilst we're feeling good about ourselves at the moment, we can never forget the journey that this club has been on, and it's an amazing achievement. 20 years supporter owned. And hopefully there's many more and more good times ahead.